As the ski season approaches and many of us get ready to head back into the mountains, I'm excited to bring on a guest who truly understands the outdoors in all its forms. Norrøna is one of the most respected outdoor brands in the world. Founded in 1929 and is still family-owned, it has become a symbol of quality, performance, and a deep connection to nature. My guest today is Martin Lien. He is the Chief Commercial Officer of Norrøna and one of the leaders shaping the brand's global presence. Over the past decade, he has helped expand Norrøna into new markets, launch hospitality experiences, build community through physical hubs like Norrøna House in Oslo, and strengthen the loyalty of a very passionate outdoor audience. We'll talk about the soul of the Norrøna brand, the importance of community, why hospitality has become part of their strategy, and how they are preparing for their 100th anniversary. Here's Paula Macadi, and this is episode 94 of my show. Welcome to OFFBounds. Martin, welcome to the show. So happy to have you in New York.
Thank you. Really excited to be here as well.
All jet lag settled, or?
Yeah, it is now. Typically, once it's settled, then you go back.
Then you go back. So you're going back to Oslo.
Yes.
You are the first Norwegian guest we ever had. So very happy to have you here.
Cool. Thank you. Excited.
Today, we're going to dive into a role that we haven't touched yet here on the show. And I'm so interested in understanding more. Let's begin by understanding what Norrøna is. Why don't you explain to us first how you pronounce it, because I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, and what it is, what the brand is.
Yeah, in Norwegian we call it Norrøna, but here in the States, or I guess in most other markets, it's pronounced Norrøna. So it's a family-owned company. So today we are owned by the fourth generation. The company was founded in 1929, getting close to 100 years. And the company started with the ambition to produce outdoor products with the highest possible quality. And so products with a long product life. That was sort of the ambition. That it still is today. So internally we have sort of 4 different pillars, and they all represent sort of important milestones in the company's history. And the quality is sort of the first one, the first sort of building block. So we're based in Oslo, the headquarters. We are about 120 employees. All of the product development takes place there, as we do everything internally. And that goes across many of the different sort of aspects of the business. We are quite fond of insourcing and doing things ourselves.
We're a verticalized business.
Verticalized, yeah.
Interesting.
So outdoor products, garments for mountaineering, free riding, mountain biking, hiking, Arctic surf, etc. That's sort of the key business. And then we gradually expanded into other areas as well. So now we also do adventure travel. And also we invested in both properties and also bought an existing hotel also called Canvas, sort of a very unique hotel in the middle of the wilderness in Norway, where you live in yurts, sort of Mongolian tents. It looks, or I guess sounds pretty basic, I guess, but it's very sort of glampy setting. So amazing beds, food, the whole package is fantastic. I think it's one of the it's very sort of custom for mountain biking. So endless trails, perfect for mountain biking. And we also invested in several properties in the north of Norway, where the ambition is to build lodges that will be sort of the perfect starting point for the different activities we deliver products to.
Very interesting. So you're already touching like a lot of different aspects of a brand that was born into delivering a good product for athletes. Like, how do you describe your consumers? What type of tribes they belong?
I would say it varies a little bit from market to market. So obviously in Norway, where we've been present for almost 100 years, a lot of people in Norway know us. We did a brand survey a few years ago when it was, the brand awareness was way above sort of 90%, and they both know us and they also know what we represent. And of course, Norway is a very sort of outdoorsy population. We're known for our hiking traditions and skiing and all that. So the core user is in Norway is very sort of varied, and it's everything from the grandma to the sort of core mountain biker who's like 17. So it's a big variety. And that's also part of the challenge in Norway, I guess, to sort of be relevant and engage this big variety of consumers. And what we found, I think, is the common denominator is sort of the understanding and passion for a good nature experience. They all sort of can tap into that. But if we go to other markets, I would say the most sort of dedicated and passionate, call it athletes within the different activities, are probably the ones who know us best. In Norway, we're sort of known for mountaineering and climbing, and also, of course, skiing and free riding. But in our export markets, the free ride collections has sort of been the spearhead for some reason. So in many other markets, we were primarily known as a free ride or ski brand. And after a while, more and more people also sort of discover all of the other activities we do. But I would say that the most keen or active users within mountain biking, free riding, climbing are probably the ones who know us best in different markets.
So it's a very specific type of crowd, I think. Like it's I mean, you aren't talking to me, right? Like you're keen. It's usually someone that is very into, I don't know if I can call it extreme sports, but it's sports that require the right equipment.
Yeah.
And that's what you serve.
Yes. And that's has been our approach for developing products back since the 70s, going to the extreme users, trying to figure out what are their needs, how can we meet them. And if you want the sort of backstory, so back in the 70s, there was like this big expedition boom. And we were widely recognized for our quality, but many of these expeditions needed sort of customizations and special needs that they came to us for and asked, hey, can you please do this with this jacket? And I need to customize that for my North Pole expedition or going to the Himalayas, whatever. And then more and more we sort of embraced that. And out of it came our sort of extreme user product development philosophy, where sort of the rationale is that if it works for the most demanding sort of settings on the planet, it should most likely work for your adventure too. And we do that to this day, go to our ambassadors and the most dedicated users and get involved in our product development. And we see that usually when we sort of develop the most interesting products, of course, there's a big potential within, I guess, what you can call lifestyle as well. But we feel we sort of fail if we divert from our sort of set process. Yeah. So it's more...
Yeah, if you have such a loyal crowd that does extreme, like I don't know if I can call it extreme sports, and then you start becoming too fashionable, I think you diverge, you alienate a little bit of your core audience, right? Like
if someone wants to sort of wear our jacket or our fleeces or our sweaters in a more urban setting to sort of represent where their passion lies, that's of course fantastic too. So, and then of course we realize there's from a commercial standpoint, a big potential if sort of for some reason our fleeces or whatever picks up as a sort of a more lifestyle item. But if we have that as a goal, then we see that we sort of drift away from how we do things. So
so the reason you are in New York, it's because you're doing this launch at Norrøna's store, which I loved. It was actually the first time I was experiencing the brand and meeting the crew that I don't really talk to, right? Like, so what is the name of the skier who was presenting with you?
Chris Davenport.
Right. Him. Yeah. He was explaining how the week before he was in Antarctica wearing your products with an expedition crew that he was with. And he was explaining how dry and how efficient everything was for him. So like, I guess this is who you talk to, right?
Yeah. So we have a design philosophy also called loaded minimalism. So we want to design products that have all the critical details but made as clean as possible. And the jackets comes across as quite basic and plain, or not basic, but very clean at least. There are so many hours and years of sort of product development and considerations behind every sort of detail you see. There's no coincidences where you have the different pocket placements or what material we're using or the pattern and the cut and everything is very sort of custom towards the needs of the different activities.
High engineered but simple look. That.
So there are so many examples I can use, but for example, the pocket placement on many of our Gore-Tex jacket you have here is called Napoleon pockets. And the reason why they're placed there is because very often you wear a climbing harness, and if you have normal pockets on the side, then the climbing harness comes in the way of actually using those pockets. When many people try our jackets, many react to the length of the arms. And that's no coincidence. It's not that Norwegians have very long arms, but it's made for when you're sort of climbing or ice climbing, your hands go above your head, and then it gets really annoying if the sleeves
of
pull
course
down.
you're gonna freeze
Yes, and then the water comes down. So that's why the arms are a little bit longer. So yeah, and the list goes on, but there's an amazing amount of research and dedication that goes behind every detail in every product.
And that's very, very interesting, because then like you have these loyal customers, and you mentioned that you have and I went through your website today to make sure there's this Norrøna Adventure session in your website where it's almost like you are an agency that takes the athletes to expeditions. How does it work, and what makes sense for the brand to do that?
Yeah. Everything we do, from the products to the adventures, is sort of linked to our vision. So our vision is welcome to nature. And what drives us is that we want to give people the best possible nature experience. And for many years, that was sort of not limited, but I guess that it was about keeping you dry and warm. We truly believe that the more sort of good nature experiences you have, the closer you'll connect to it and care more and sort of enrich your life. So that's a genuine driving force throughout the whole company. And of course, over all these years, we really feel that we have a unique insight in terms of where to go, how to dress, how to do the correct kick turn, where to go climbing, etc., etc. So of course, through our communication, we've for decades tried to inspire people to get out, give this insight. But I think it was back in probably 2015, we had internal sort of discussions. Okay, how can we extend on that sort of, on top of sort of inspiring and educating, we could actually also offer fantastic nature experiences. And we feel that we have the credibility to do that with our sort of extensive insight into the different activities. Then we invested in an existing adventure travel company in Norway.
So you acquired them? Or?
Yeah, so we did that. So they were called Hvitserk. For a while, we were sort of Norrøna Hvitserk, and then now a couple of years ago, we shifted it to Norrøna Adventure. So we've taken over the whole company, and it's a new industry, so developing it completely from scratch, it would probably have taken longer. So it was great to sort of have some experience and know-how. That was the main reason why we got into it.
And how does that engage the community? Because then, like, it's not just the brand talking to the consumers. You're actually there engaged with consumers who are engaging with each other.
Yes.
I think then it builds
For
a
sure.
different type of ecosystem there.
Definitely. So it's not just talk, you actually can deliver. And one thing is sort of the travels and experience you can buy, but also we have a lot of events, both like you were attending yesterday in our stores, but we also do a lot of events. And many of them are also free to participate on for our community in our different areas and hubs. And also we have festivals. So we have the Norrøna Freeride Festival in Chamonix. We have the Norrøna Ice Climbing Festival in Rjukan. It's like a really remote, fantastic, tiny area in Norway that's sort of, they don't see the sun for at least 3 to 4 months a year because they're in this like deep valley.
Yeah.
And it gets really cold there. And there are sort of small waterfalls all over that valley that freezes. It's sort of the mecca for ice climbing. So that's where we have the ice festival. And also we have a trail running festival at Kanvas, a mountain bike festival. So I would say those festivals is truly where you really get to feel and experience the true communities. So, and it's so cool to see the participation on these events. So the Freeride Festival, for example, I think there were participants from 12 or 15. Yeah, but I think it was like, I say 12 different countries. So South America, UK, US, many different Central European countries, Scandinavia. So
everybody who is like passionate about the sport, that will be like a destination for them to connect with each other.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I think like a lot of brands can learn from that, from building that community.
Yeah.
So it's not just, of course, there's the quality of the product, what the product delivers, the engineering, the technology behind it. and then how you connect everyone that has the same passion together with your brand.
Yeah.
Interesting. And well, interesting and complex because I understand that you could do that in Norway, but you're also attracting people from 15 different countries.
Yeah.
And you have stores here in the US and in how many other countries?
So our own stores, we have 4 stores in the US. We have stores in France, Switzerland, Germany, Finland, Norway, Sweden. I guess that's where we have our own stores, but we have distribution worldwide. So we have strong partners in Japan, China.
Yeah, because then
Australia.
then it's a different community.
Yeah.
Like it's different.
Yeah.
What would be the strategy to build this community in the US, let's say?
It's pretty similar, to be honest. We host lots of events here in the States as well. Some we do on our own, and others we partner up with other partners. There's a big film tour that we were part of now called TGR, sort of famous film producers. They've been doing it for years, and they every year sort of release a new film, and there's like this huge film tour that we were part of.
And the partnership, like you just partner with Porsche, right?
Yeah.
Like I guess, why does this partnership make sense? Because then like it's an auto.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like a different type of sport.
Definitely. For us, when we go into collaborations, we have to feel that, okay, there are relevant common values or things we believe in. And that was definitely the case with Porsche, where, yes, their heritage is within motorsports, us is within sort of expeditions and extreme sort of activities, but performance and quality and it's a key driver for both companies, and also a shared passion for design. So they really loved our design philosophy. Like I mentioned, the loaded minimalism. That's sort of really
a lot of engineering and technology
yeah.
in a clean visual.
Yes, and
but like, are their customers the same customer as yours? Like, do they talk, or like it's completely different, the community?
I think there's overlap. I'm sure there are probably many Porsche owners who will never be a Norrøna customer, but for sure there are many Porsche owners who are super keen skiers as well. And for them, I think they were probably, or are probably, the ones that are most excited about these collaborations, the ones that sort of love their car but also love skiing.
I love both. Like, let's show that they have
exactly.
a Porsche. Yeah.
So when we do enter new collaborations, we hope, of course, that maybe we are able to introduce our brands to some communities that wouldn't necessarily know about us. So we also have a collaboration with Norrøna. It's like a watchmaker. And
makes sense.
Yeah. And we definitely saw that we sort of popped up on the radar within a community that didn't really know about us before, and also many who are super active outdoor persons, etc., etc. So that was a great, or is actually to this day, a very good collaboration.
So you have your own hospitality business, your own communities and festivals, your own expeditions. But there's one place that it seems I haven't been and I'm looking forward to go, that seems to connect everything. That is the Norrøna house in Oslo, which I might go next month.
Yeah, you really should. You're very welcome.
Yeah, as we are in a retail show, what does that flagship represent?
That flagship store is where you probably get the best possible brand experience, I think, without going into nature. There you get to see all sides of who we are, and everything from our product repairs to getting to understand where you can go and travel, to our storm lab where you can sort of test our products. And
I want to try this.
Yeah.
I want to see if I leave dry.
And what's also, that's not unique for Norrøna House, but the store staff in all of our stores have a very high sort of level of expertise when it comes to our products, but also where to go, what to do, how to use them, etc. So we have that in the house. And of course, there's a fantastic venue for hosting events. So we have events every Thursday, and it's so cool to see the mix of people who attend the different type of events. So one week you might have the sort of core climbing community coming to maybe watch a film or just listen to one of our athletes who's been on an expedition, to the next Thursday. So Thursdays, that's sort of the event day that we sort of established, and then some free riders or snowboarders showing their newest film, or We also have weekly running groups, and
that one I can join.
Yeah,
finally.
I forgot that. So trail running is actually a big activity for us too. Our Senja collection. So so we have running groups and we have mountain biking trips. So right outside our office, there are fantastic trails. We're sort of placed right next to a big river. So on both sides, you have beautiful trails where you can go running and biking. So that's unique. And speaking of locations that are great for different activities, all of our different collections who are developed for different activities are named after Norwegian areas where it's fantastic to go skiing or running. Or so when you see Norrøna Lofoten collection, so that's sort of a mountain region far up north where it's great.
Where you can use that.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Nice. So it's almost like, it's not almost, it's exactly like how proud you are from your origins and showing like, I'm not from this world, but I'm sure Norway is known for many of these activities too. So that's why so many people go, etc. Super nice. And you also have these magazines that I was given in your store. I think that this shows another way on how much you're engaging with the community. You're not just a product brand. You're informative. It's super interesting.
So of course, for many years, the marketing, yes, we develop campaigns, but we spend a lot of resources in terms of providing inspirational content, and it piles up over all these years. So it's like, there's still so much value in the different stories that we sort of produced, even though they might be 2 or 3 years old. So that's we feel that sort of the magazines are sort of a great sort of way to keep them alive.
Yeah, I think like everything you're talking about the brand is so inspiring for the industry. I think it's such a beautiful way to engage with your community. I don't think it's so easy to apply to any brand out there, but like as we're speaking to such a passionate community, it's beautiful to see how engaging, how important it is for the brand to be around. Yeah. So, and you were almost at 100 years of the brand. So you were founded in 1929.
Yes.
We are, 3 years from that? Almost. What can we expect from the brand for its 100th anniversary?
It's a good question. There's so many things.
I mean, you have to have a mood board or something planned.
So there are so many things going on, but the lodges will for sure be big milestones for us. So we've invested in several properties far up in Norway where we are building different unique lodges. The architecture is unique, but the placement of them is also amazing. Like Jørgen, the owner, has been using years and years trying to find sort of the perfect spots for where we can build these lodges. So they will be fantastic hubs to sort of stay, to go out in nature and come back to and have an amazing experience within the lodges. So
does it mean that it's like, if I am in a tough expedition, not me, but someone, if they're in a tough expedition, like you have like a place for them to...
So maybe not expedition in the true sense of that word, but at least or if have had a full day of ski touring and then coming back to that lodge and have a fantastic package around that. Hopefully we will launch the first one, so most likely Q3 next year, so 2026, and hopefully we will then launch the next ones, maybe hopefully once a year. So by the 100th anniversary, maybe we have 3 new lodges. So that's one thing. And then internally, we also have what we call a hub strategy. So as you mentioned, we are now in many different markets, big markets. And we see that as a fairly still small company from Norway, we can't spread ourselves out too thin. So we sort of identified key areas where we sort of really want to succeed. So we defined sort of different urban hubs, but also mountain hubs. We also set sort of goals in terms of what elements do we want to have in place for the different hubs to serve our community and make sure that we have a strong presence. And in certain mountain hubs, we've come quite far. So Chamonix, for example, is probably the one where we've had the most call it elements in place. So many ambassadors or athletes. We have partnerships with hotels and bars. We know what local media to invest in. We have our own retail in place. We also have a strong wholesale partner. So when you enter Chamonix, you will see us in many ways, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, that's exactly your crowd, right? Like,
yeah, of course, that's but here in the States, there are also many very relevant mountain hubs where we want to have the same level of presence, and that takes time. And so hopefully, when you're 100 years, we have many of the ingredients that we want to have in place in hopefully most of our hubs, at least. So, and New York is also a hub, so maybe the most complex one.
Oh yeah, why?
It's such a huge city, so many things happening,
And all brands are here.
all brands are here. Everything is extremely expensive, but I feel we're getting better and better for every quarter in terms of making our store a relevant destination for the outdoor community. So, and we see sort of our event participation just going up and up and up and up, and
Well, now I'll come to all of them.
yeah, great.
Yeah, yeah. In any country, you can invite me.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'll show up.
Cool.
I'll definitely go into one on some Thursdays. And,
Norrøna House, for sure.
Norrøna House.
Yeah.
What would be your advice? I think like there are a few common elements that other brands could replicate. What would be your advice to building a community, making your stores to become a hub?
Number one, you have to be genuine. Like you have to understand your community and what engages them, and have to be sure that you can actually present something that will give value and engage them. You have to be for real, I guess.
Yeah, I think there are many examples of brands that are trying too hard to engage with their community, and it doesn't seem authentic.
No.
And customers don't really forgive that.
No, exactly. So you need that know-how, and I feel that we do. So if we have like a mountaineering night, we know who to bring in to really give some inspirational value. Or if we have events out in nature, you can rely on us in terms of it's the right location. We've taken everything into account, and you will have a really cool experience. And you need to know that you can deliver that.
Yeah. And you, before coming to Norrøna, you've been with Norrøna for what, 10 years?
11.
11 years.
Yeah.
And you came from the agency side before.
Yeah.
What were some, like, let's say 3 key learnings from this experience, this transition that you had from agency to brand?
The time perspective or the longevity side of things, like from the agency side, you're sort of chasing pitches and sort of winning the ability to deliver campaigns for a brand. So campaigns are important, but one campaign alone will not sort of secure a brand's position or standing. You need to have many campaigns and be consistent over years. And that's what's truly unique about Norrøna, is sort of the time perspective that the owners have. It's not like a 3-year time perspective to make sure that, okay, we get to a certain profitability level. It's more like Jürgen really believes that he's a custodian for the brand, and he wants to hand Norrøna over to his daughters, the 5th generation, as a stronger brand than what it was when he was younger. So he probably has a very long sort of time span when it comes to the different decisions we make. But I think regardless of that, on the brand side, you need to. It's not about a couple of months and one campaign that's going to do the job. It's there's a longer time frame, and I think that's maybe one big difference between being on the agency side and being responsible for a brand.
Yeah, that must be very nice, because you at the agency side you work as long as the contract is there. So you hope that they leave it after that, but like it's just a limited time, and now you can work for the long time, the long term of the brand. Interesting.
But I feel also sort of I learned so much from the whole process of. I think was really cool with being on the agency side. I really liked the process of the pitches. You know how winning or engaging and convincing different brands to sort of choose you as the partner, and that process I really liked to sort of sell in your ideas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure you still have to sell your ideas to leadership and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's our final question. What would be your advice to someone who is starting their career and wants to pursue a leadership role in retail?
Oh, just one?
You can give as many as you want.
Okay.
Something that you would tell yourself when you were in your 20s.
make sure to see the people around you, recognize the efforts of your colleagues, and include them, and make sure that people feel that they're seen and recognized. I think that's one really important lesson that I've learned. Grit and determination. You need that sometimes. Things don't always necessarily come easy. You need to. I guess it's a cliche, but at least you need to work hard to accomplish your goals.
Sometimes you just listen to the success, right? Like, I started as something and I became whatever, but like you have no idea how many setbacks you had in that time. Stay persistent.
Stay persistent. Don't get too discouraged when things go wrong, or you get your third no in a row kind of thing. If you're, I guess that's also a bit of a cliche, but try to tap into something that you feel truly engages you.
It's like the follow your passion thing.
Yeah, make sure, and the passion shouldn't necessarily be financial gain. I think it's, of course, if you can combine it, but then that's great. But
do you think, like, you as someone who is an athlete or amateur athlete that engages with, I don't know, the sports that Norrøna represents, do you think that helps with the job?
Yeah, I really do.
You feel more engaged?
Yeah. And so, like you said, I started on the agency side, working with Jørgen on how to sort of develop the new export strategy. And I also became a part of the board of directors for Norrøna for a while before I got employed. But when I had Norrøna as a customer, I sort of realized that Norrøna was the only brand I was thinking about all the time, because I was so passionate about the different activities as well, and I felt I really knew what we should do to truly get some more engagement and build the brand. So combining something that you're truly sort of passionate about with your sort of professional expertise, I think that helps for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Martin. Thanks for coming to New York. Thanks for the incredible event at the store. I'll be following the brand, and I can't wait to celebrate the 100th anniversary very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and hope I'll see you at Norrøna's house soon.
Yeah, just a few weeks.
Yeah.
For me there.
Great. Thank you.